If you attempt anything you see in these videos, you could end up burnt, bruised, or bleeding.
Or you could save this much money, give it to your wife, and she'll go shopping. Bye!
If you're watching this video, it's because you're awesome, and you're about to learn something that makes you even more awesome. This video, we're changing the antifreeze, or coolant, in the 2010 hybrid. This is a Generation 3, and we already set up, and of course it's started raining, so we're changing the coolant in the rain. And we've already got some out because we did a water pump job. That's another video. I'm going to show you where the drain plug is. We're going to drain it out and refill. You'll need a jack, you'll need a safety stand, you need your trusty cardboard drain pan, and a pair of these. No, not my pinchers, your pinchers. And a couple of calluses, one on each finger, would help. Having some old antifreeze bottles around would help, because you're going to want to measure exactly how much you took out. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of rainwater in there. Why did I not pull this in the garage? I don't know. Drain pan on the driver's side and your cardboard on the passenger side, because you're going to have to, it's going to drain out from the driver's side. The drain plug is over here. Oh, and if you haven't already taken your plastic guard out from underneath, you have to do that. It's got some push pins and some 10mm bolts. By now some other people might have been working on the car and they might have replaced some of those 10mm with screws and stuff. But here on the driver's side, you can see the drain plug right here. You got to reach over the frame rail, the subframe rail, and twist it counterclockwise. You keep twisting and twisting until it starts draining. See it's draining there? So now we're draining and draining. Just let it continue to drain until it doesn't drain anymore. Then of course when it's done draining, you'll twist the thing clockwise all the way and just snug it up finger tight. You don't put any pliers or anything on this. Now if you want to take your reservoir out and clean it, now would be a good time. There is a bolt here, a bolt here. It's on the passenger side, by the way. A clamp here. It's a pinch clamp you use pliers with, and another pinch clamp down there. I like to take that pinch clamp down there loose and put it back on when I have these unbolted, and I can pull it up a little bit to where I got more room. Then you can take a hose and spray it out real good and get the gunk out of this. Anyway, after you're done draining, you can take that drain, get you a couple of old bottles. Now if you got old milk jugs or something like that, anything that's 1 gallon jugs, even with a 5 gallon bucket, you can get kind of an estimate by pouring it into that. Or if you have one of those drain pans that has the marks on the side, mine does not. Either way, it's nice if your reservoir was nice and full when you started doing this. It's nice to try to measure how much you took out, so that if you start the process of filling, running, filling, running, and you have to let things cool off in between filling and running, because if you drive the car around and then want to check the coolant again, you got to let it cool off before you can check the coolant again. Otherwise everything will be on pressure and you could get splashed with hot coolant. And there's a hospital visit right there. You don't want that. Hospital visits cost more than just paying somebody else to do your... This is the type of antifreeze you need. It's the Toyota Super Long Life antifreeze. It's pink. And there's an Amazon link to this in the description of the video. We've emptied out the container into this 1 gallon container. Then I poured the 1 gallon into the 5 gallon bucket. And then I filled up to here with the old coolant, which is a little over a quarter, a little less than a half. So if we start filling the car, we drive the car, we top off the car, and we've used a whole gallon of this and about that much of another gallon, then we'll know we're probably full. If we filled up not quite a gallon or a whole gallon of this and not much of the other one, then we know we've still got to get some more air out of it. Even if it says full over here, we'll know to let it cool off, drive it again, and check it again. Short trips now, people. If all you have is a 5-gallon bucket, I poured this 1 gallon of coolant, old coolant, in here and dropped this ruler in there so you can see just how much is 1 gallon. Welcome to St. Auto. We're so glad you're here. We don't just do repairs and tool reviews.
Bienvenido a St. Auto. Nosotros no solamente hacemos reparaciones de autos.
We also film hot rods and mod rods, project cars, classic cars, antiques.
Nosotros también filmea autos antiguos, hot rods, cualquiera.
We also like to take you with us to the car shows and the cruise-ins, so make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell so you don't miss anything.
Me gustaría llevarte con nosotros a los cruises y cursos. Entonces, empuja ese botón y toca la campana para que no pierdas nada.